Okay, so I said I was going to do a live of this, but apparently my signal's too bad. Um, this is about my Copart purchase, on basically my experience with that, with as far as what I got. All right, to get it out of the way, I can't input it in now. I can't. You know what? I might can. I'm driving, so I can't. I got a 2014 Dodge Ram 1500 with 44,000 miles on it. It's a flood unit. It's the 3.6 liter VVT 8-speed transmission. Not the trim level I wanted. It's an ST, not the engine I wanted, but it's still a Dodge Ram, a newer one from what I got. It's got low miles on it, and the body's in excellent shape. And it's something I want to work on. If you do not want, if you're buying the vehicle for yourself, it is okay to get a flood car. If you're getting that vehicle as a complete replacement and you expect it to run like a top from like a used dealership, don't get a flood vehicle. People that get flood vehicles and drive them are the ones that know that at some point there are going to be components that fail, and they're going to be prepared to replace them. To be honest with you, those kind of people like me want something to fail, so that gives them something to do. But it's not about that. That vehicle, that Ram, will be replacing, when I get it running and everything and registered, will be replacing my 2002 Ram with 215,000 miles on it, with the 5.7 V8 Hemi that has the 2005 to 2009 front clip upgrade on it. Now, the reason I brought that up is because when you're bidding on Copart, I bid it 38 times. So that means I lost 38 consecutive times. Y'all know what consecutively means. It means one after the other. That means that I lost 38 times until I finally just gave up on bidding. And just did the buy it now. And I ended up paying $7,269.90 for this truck. That's with shipping and everything out the door. Now, the reason this truck ended up being that high, not only because it was a newer vehicle and it's a flood damaged vehicle with low miles and no physical body damage on it, is because when you're bidding on Copart, if you want to go bid on Copart, if you have a specific vehicle in mind. Copart is not for you if you're looking for a specific type of vehicle with a specific trim level with specific features. You will practically never, not saying it's impossible or improbable, but you will practically never get the vehicle that you will, but you won't get it as cheap as you're trying to get it. Copart is really for people that are trying to get cars to fix or salvage or parts or anything like that. Now, and that means that if you go with Sam Crack and he's got the Chevy, I can't remember, Spark. He had the Chevy Spark, and he's got that was a spare car. All right, that is what that's for. Getting yourself I was looking specifically for a 2000, because of how Mopar or Ram did their trucks. Because of the features I wanted on it, you had to get the 2013 and up, and you couldn't get an 09 to 2012, which means that I was looking for a specific year, which really limited what I was looking for. I wanted a crew cab, which limited me even more. I wanted it to have specific stuff on it, which lowered it even more. Fortunately, I did get a 4th gen late model, so it means that all the parts that I wanted, I can just go to my local junkyard and actually get those parts that I need for that truck, like the center console, the premium cluster, the radio, all of that. I can get that. But if you limit yourself to getting a specific kind of vehicle, you will end up being bid hungry. And what I mean by that is my final truck that made me just bite the bullet and just say screw it and I'm going to do a buy it now. That truck ended up being really nice. No one bidded on it. Really, it was at $500. I put my starting bid of $2,500 on it and put my max bid of $6,000 on it. Well, what ended up happening was no one could, I think it went up to $3,300. That was, and no one bid it up high enough before the auction. I mean, for 2 days people were bidding on it, but it never got high enough. So I went into the into the auction winning that bid, and it went from $3,300 to $8,700 in 30 seconds. Now, if there were a lot of vehicles that I was interested in, but not that I wanted, that I could have easily picked up. I could have easily gotten one of those. There were a lot of trucks Rams that I could have gotten, but they weren't the trim level. They weren't the crew cab. They were a quad cab. They were 2009 to 2012 model and down. Well, not down, but 2009, 2012. I didn't want that model. I wanted a 13 and up. Because I limited my criteria, that screwed me over on many trucks that I could have gotten without having to pay as much as I did. Am I happy? I do not know yet because I haven't received it yet. I'm driving home now in this, which is actually a lot better than what it was. I'm trying to get back home because I have to meet my aunt, but I haven't received the truck yet. I drove to my nearest Copart location to pay so I can get my secured consumer discount. But the truck that I have is in Texas, and I'm in Mississippi, and my nearest place is here in Mississippi, and it's only 80 miles from my house, which is about an hour and a half. So I was more than happy to, and then there's a bank. My bank is 5 minutes away from Copart. So I was more than happy to drive all the way up here and go straight to the bank and then be able to do that. So I guess whenever I get the vehicle or take delivery of it, I will video that and give a more detailed experience of what I've got. But so far, I'm pretty happy of, not about my luck, but I'm pretty happy with so far how things have gone. You know, my biggest frustration so far is actually paying for it. Like I said, driving, even though I'm more than happy to drive the 80 mile. Oh my God, please get back on the road. Get back on the road. See, the thing is, because there's snow over there on that rumble strip, you get into that rumble strip because of that snow's over there as well. That rumble strip actually pulls you into the snow. But I will make another video as soon as I start taking delivery of it and give a full experience of my Copart. But because of the snowstorm that we have right now, none of my banks, there's two banks like 5 miles from each other. Neither one of my banks was open on time. They opened an hour. One of them opened an hour late. The other one opened 2 hours late. And none of them were available. So I had to do that, wait in line to get my cashier's check to be able to do that. But my actual Copart side of things has so far been good. I will let you know about all of that when I see where my deposit return comes in and when I take delivery of the vehicle. So, hope for the best. Cross the fingers.